Magandang gabi, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Sa lahat ng naaabot ng Teacher A Online Review Center, sa lahat ng nasa Zoom, sa lahat ng nasa Facebook, maganda sa mga nagnanais na maging guro na wala sa Pilipinas, nasa ibang bansa, ano man ang oras sa inyo, magandang araw. Magsisimula tayo ulit ng review sa Child and Adolescent Development. Right? And if we will be able to finish the child and adolescent development today, isisingit na rin natin yung facilitating learning. Okay? And before that, before we begin our review, this is a continuation of what we had 2 weeks ago. Okay? So before we commence with the review, let me announce that the intensive review final coaching is still ongoing. Pwede pa rin mag-enroll ang mga gustong mas maging handa dun sa mga gustong mas maging prepared pa sa pag-take ng LET. Bukas pa rin ang Teacher A Online Review Center for enrollment, and we can assist you, we can guide you hanggang sa mag-take kayo, hanggang sa araw na mag-take kayo ng exam. So again, enrollment is still ongoing for the online intensive review and final coaching, right? And you may enroll for as low as 500 pesos. Teacher A Online Review Center, again, you may still enroll for the intensive review or LET or LET, right? And aside from that, gawin nating tradisyon sa tuwing si Sir Git ang magbibigay ng review. Gawin nating tradisyon na tayo magsimula ng review. Bibigyan ko muna kayo ng isang simpleng pep talk. Tawagin natin siyang pep talk. Alright. Let me open something for you. Okay. Sa mga nasa Zoom, nakikita nyo ba yung sinishare ko ngayon? Nakikita ninyo yung nakashare ngayon sa screen?
Yung yes. Ano lang po, sir, yung intensive review panel coaching lang po.
Pa rin, okay, wait lang ha.
Opo.
Share something again.
Okay na, sir.
Ayan. All right. Again, let's make it a tradition whenever okay. Let's make it a tradition again whenever we will commence review, whenever Circuit will be the one to give the review, we will start with a simple pep talk. But before that, parang sa ibang review ninyo may mga nagli-lead ng prayer. Can we ask someone to lead the prayer before I give this this simple pep talk for you? Anyone? Sinong pwede? Sino yung nagli-lead ng prayer usually?
Sir, ako na lang, sir.
Okay, Sir Joe, thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, let us put ourselves in the loving presence of the Lord. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. All together, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you, Sir Joe. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning. Anong oras man ninyo mapapanood o napapanood itong review natin. Magandang araw sa lahat. Again, maraming salamat, Sergio, for leading the prayer. And let's begin. Again, this is a simple pep talk. To those who want to be an educator, to those who want to be teachers someday, let me read this for you, the one that I am sharing with you right now. At the entrance gate of a university in South Africa, the following message was posted for contemplation. Destroying any nation does not require the use of atomic bombs or the use of long-range missiles. It only requires lowering the quality of education and allowing cheating in the examinations by the students. Patients die at the hands of such doctors. Buildings collapse at the hands of such engineers. Money is lost at the hands of such economists and accountants. Humanity dies at the hands of such religious scholars. Justice is lost at the hands of such judges. The collapse of education is the collapse of the nation. Before I give my thoughts on this one, may I call on someone? Tanungin ko lang kung ano yung pagkakaintindi niyo dito sa pinapakita ko ngayon. Bago tayo mag-review, ano lang, motivation lang. Anyone? Can I call on Sir Rowell M? Are you there, Sir Rowell? Anong dating sa'yo nitong itong naka-present ngayon sa screen?
Hi sir, good afternoon. By the way sir, as for reading po, as I all of paano ba to? Paano ko ba ito sabihin? Regardless po sa lahat ng mga expert, matutumba yan sila, but yung education ay hindi. Because sila po ay na-mold po sila by educating. Yan po, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Rowell. So parang ang pagkakaintindi ko sa sinabi mo, if the quality of education is high, pag mataas ang kalidad ng edukasyon, lahat ng mga profesional na nagsisilbi sa lipunan, maganda rin yung quality na ipinapakita nila. Tama po ba yun, Sir Rowell? Ano ba yung gusto mong sabihin?
Yes po, sir. Above all, education is
Yes.
important. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Ano naman, female participant naman. Ma'am Luis. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Hi,
Hi,
sir.
ma'am.
Sir, ang pakakaintindi ko po, parang yung education is, kung tama yung term, foundation ng nation, and hindi naman ibig sabihin na hindi masisira yung nation gamit lang yung violence at weapons. Pero pag pinababa yung quality ng education, dun pwede mag-collapse, dun magko-collapse yung nation. Kasi po, yun nga, sabi ko, yung foundation ng nation is yung education. Yun po.
Very well said. Very well said, Ma'am Luis. Thank you very much for that. Sinasabi nga dito sa statement na to, no, na sa panahon ngayon, in our times, in the modern situation, war is not needed anymore just to destroy a nation. Diba? Ang kailangan mo lang gawin, sorry for the term, but pagmukhaing mangmang ang mga tao, di ba? Paniwalain mo sila sa mga fake news, paniwalain mo sila sa mga impormasyon na hindi verified, di ba? Ipakita mo lang 'yun sa kanila, mag-post ka lang sa Facebook ng kung ano-ano and make it look like it is credible. Whatever the information there is, as long as it looks real, as long as it looks credible, it will be easy for these people who are spreading fake news and lies and everything to destroy a nation. Yun yung sinasabi nun. So if you are not educating, if you are not teaching, and alam naman natin kung sino yung mga taong nasa likod ng pagtuturo, at ng pagbibigay ng tamang impormasyon sa mga tao. It's us. It's the teachers, the educators. At malaki ang papel natin, malaki. Our role is very big. We are playing a very vital and important role nowadays. Kaya sumasaludo nga ako sa mga nagnanais na maging guro. Dahil unang-una, hindi ito biro. Hindi biro ang propesyon, ang bokasyon na pinili ninyong tahakin. Yung iba sa inyo, meron ng ibang propesyon, pero pinipili pa rin na dagdagan ang isa pang bokasyon, which is pagtuturo, dahil siguro nakita ninyo kung gaano ito kahalaga, lalong-lalo na ngayong panahon. Nakita naman ninyo yung mga nangyayari sa mundo, no? Particularly in the United States of America. The spread of fake news, the spread of hatred, the messages that are sent to the people gave them the courage to do something that was unconstitutional, that was unlawful. Sumugod sila sa Capitol just because someone whom they look upon said something. Yun yung mga na iniiwasan natin bilang mga guro. Malaki ang papel natin, malaki ang kailangan nating gampanan sa lipunan. Dahil sabi ko nga, we will be the source of the right information. Information that are needed. Information that will be used by our students, by the doctors in the future, by the engineers of the future, economists, accountants, politicians, even religious scholars. Sa atin dadaan lahat yung mga yan. Mga abogado, sa ating dadaan lahat ng mga yan. At kapag ka maganda ang pundasyon, sabi nga ni Ma'am Luis kanina, kapag maganda, at sinabi rin kanina ni Sir Ruel, pag maganda ang pundasyon ng edukasyon ng mga mag-aaral natin, malaking tulong yun. Kahit papano, masisigurado natin na meron tayong ibinahagi sa kanila. We are assured that something was shared to them. Something that is very valuable has been shared to them. And with that, may tuturing nating panahon. Okay? So again, maraming salamat. Saludo sa lahat ng mga nagnanais ng mga guro. Hindi biro ang profesyon na ito. Minsan, ang kinikita, ang sinusweldo ng isang guro, alam nyo naman yan, binabalita naman yan. No? Hindi ganoong kasapat, no? Minsan kulang pa. Pero dahil sa dedikasyon, dahil sa mga gustong patunayan para sa sarili, para sa mga mag-aaral, para sa lipunan, worth it pa rin yung profession. Pero syempre, sana nananawagan pa rin tayo, di ba? Nananawagan pa rin tayo na mas maging maganda ang trato. Kung naalala ninyo, 2 weeks ago, sinabi ko yun na now is the time that our community should help the teachers. We need them. Kahit kayong mga nagre-review pa lang, no? hindi pa talaga lubos na lisensyadong mga guro, pero kayo rin, kailangan nyo rin ng tulong ng lipunan. Kailangan ng motivation, kailangan ng mga aksyon para mas maging maganda ang kalidad ng edukasyon mula sa Pilipinas. Okay, so much with that. Thank you for staying. Thank you for listening. And shout out to all Facebook Live viewers. Not just in the Philippines, even in other parts of the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever the time zone there is. I am happy to be with you, and thank you for having me. Now, let's begin. Ito, continuation lang. No? So, let me share something again. May I ask everyone, whether you are on Zoom or on Facebook Live, to go to joinmyquiz.com and enter the code 745423. Joinmyquiz.com and enter the code 745423. All right. We already have one participant who joined. Nasa Zoom man, nasa Facebook, you are free to join. So please join myquiz.com and enter the code 745423. Sir Radiant Wazon from Bicol, from Catanduanes, mabuhay po. Oh, Ma'am Arlene Julian from Cagayan Valley. My father uh, uh, is a native of Cagayan Valley. Mabuhay po kayo dahil sa Cagayan Valley. We already have 19 participants. LJ Pillion from Big City, Ilocos Sur, mabuhay. Someone from Pakistan also is watching, joining us. Mr. Tahir. Hello, Mr. Tahir from Pakistan. To those who are watching via Facebook Live, you may go to, you may use another device, pwedeng cellphone, pwedeng laptop, and go to joinmyquiz.com and enter the code 745423. We already have 28 participants. Ma'am Mayet Sarumines from Bukidnon, hello po sa inyo. Magandang gabi. Ma'am Jessa from Cagayan de Oro, hello. Ma'am Jessa Sidon. We already have 38 participants. How many are we on Zoom? Guys, 31. So, meron na tayong nasa Zoom for sure. Meron na rin nasa Facebook Live. Dagdagan pa natin para mas maganda yung review. Mas maraming sumasagot, mas maganda. Jacob Dancombe from Davao, hello po sa inyo. Sir Ray Tuazon from Catanduanes. Batiin ko na sila habang naghihintay tayo ng participants. Sir Ray Tuazon from Catanduanes, Ma'am Jocelyn Kinahon from Cagayan Valley. We have someone from Egypt. Hello, Syed Sari from Egypt. Good afternoon. Yes, Ma'am Jessa, I think there is an app for quizzes. I believe there is. Herben Gecko from Iloilo City. Hello. From Zamboanga, Miss Hartipa May Dugasan. From Isabela, Miss Bernadette Atip. Hello. Ma'am Haneli, I believe it will still be on Facebook Live. The review will still be posted on Facebook. It will be live, so wala pong problema dyan. From Guyana, Neshri Singh, hello. Daming naabot. Teacher A has been reaching different countries and different nationalities. And, that's something to be proud of. We already have 57 participants and make it 58 on quizzes. Tayo pa tayo, konti pa. Siguro pagka naka-70 tayo, we may begin. It's already 6:19. Siguro 2 more minutes. After 2 minutes, we may start. From Bacoor, Cavite, Ma'am Lani Iligan, hello. From Bicol, Ma'am Jessica Consorte. Wow. Watching from Argentina, hello, Ma'am Carolina Lucero. Ma'am Mia Corazon from Iloilo, kumusta po kayo? From Bislig City in Surigao del Sur, Ma'am Norsaima. We already have 60 participants. 1 more minute. After 1 minute, we will start our intensive review. Ma'am Dayan from Bukidnon, hello. Sakto, diba? No? So, from Pangasinan, Ma'am Rowena de Guzman, hello. From Cagayan Valley also, Ma'am Arlene Julian. From Taguig, kababayan. Ako po nakatira sa Taguig, no? Pero right now I am in Saudi Arabia. Pero ipinanganak po ako sa Taguig. Hello, Ma'am Shana Ivan. From Italy, Gian Piero Conte. I hope I was able to pronounce your name correctly. From Kidapawan City in North Cotabato, hello, Ma'am Lovely Talde. We already have 65 participants. Okay, I think we should begin. From Valencia City, Bukidnon, hello, Ma'am Zel Gabilan. From Leyte, hello, Wena Ramelo. From Dubai, hello, Jing Gonzalez. From Dipolog City in Zamboanga del Norte, hello, Midali Garovillo. From Negros Oriental, ang daming naabot ng Teacher A. From Negros Oriental, hello, Ma'am Janice Bohol. From Pampanga, Ma'am Lizelle Cunanan. All right, let's begin. We already have 66 participants. I will press start now. Huh? Edski Lazaro from Dubai, hello. Okay. First question. According to Erickson, what is the primary task of adolescent? Adolescent. There, adolescent, primary task, and of course the name of Erickson, so it should be psychosocial stages of development. "47 out of 68, make it 48, have already answered. A, to establish trust. B, to search for his identity. C, to be more intimate with others. Or D, to establish integrity. Ano dyan ang tamang sagot? On Facebook, a lot of viewers are saying B. Some of them are saying A. Some are saying C. So what do you think is the correct answer? Trust, identity, intimacy, or integrity? Daan, primary task ng isang adolescent. 54 have already answered. We're still waiting for 16 participants. Okay. 55. Ayan na, dumadami na ang sumasagot. Okay, pag nag-reach to ng 60, we will end the question. Should you feel the correct answer? Out of 72, 59. Pag nag-60, we will end it. Hello, Ma'am Annie Alfonso. Good evening. Some are saying B, some are saying C, some are saying A. Walang nag-D. On Facebook, maraming sumasagot ng B. May mangilan-ilang sumasagot ng C. May mangilan-ilang din ng A. So, tingnan natin. Alright. It's 60. We will end the question. The correct answer is... The correct answer is letter B. Isa-isahin natin, ha? Trust is the primary task of the infant, the baby. Okay? It's the task of the baby. Intimacy is the task of those who are already established after adolescence, adult life. So dan daw dapat nagiging intimate yung mga adult, no? That's the primary task of adults. Ang huli, integrity, this is the old age, di ba? Yung mga matatanda na. Ito ang primary task ng mga matatanda na, those who are in the old age, which is to establish their integrity. The main task or the primary task of adolescents is to search for his or her identity. So kaya nga dyan nagkakaroon ng identity crisis sa mga teenagers because they are not sure, they are not aware of what they will be in this world. Okay, so the correct answer should be identity. Again, adolescents' primary task is to search for identity. Babies or infants, to establish trust. Ayan yung unang-unang stage sa psychosocial development, di ba? Trust versus mistrust. Adults, intimacy. Aside from career, intimacy din. And the last, integrity is for those who are in the old age. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Pavlov is to classical conditioning as blank is to operant conditioning. A. Bandura, B. Holt, C. Watson, or D. Skinner. On Facebook Live, some are saying E. Holt, but a lot of viewers are saying letter D. Skinner. Abutin natin ulit ng 60 after that. I-end natin yung question para mabilis ang pagsagot. Meron pa? Let's wait 1 more minute. Gawin natin 65 answers. Hello, Ma'am Grace Magsayo from Zamboanga City. May sumasagot ng letter B, Holt. May sumasagot din ng D, Skinner. So, sino kaya ang tama? We are close to reaching 80 participants in 24 of them have already answered. 15 participants have yet to give their answer. On Facebook Live, there are several answers, but most of them said it's letter D, PF Skinner. So let's see what's the correct answer. Lana? Okay, we will end this question now. G is still in the lead, followed by Ross. The correct answer is, of course, di ba? BF Skinner. Madali itong tanong na ito, no? Pavlov, classical conditioning. Operant conditioning is attributed to Burroughs Frederick Skinner. Right? This theory, operant conditioning, uses positive and negative reinforcements to encourage good and wanted behavior whilst deterring bad and unwanted behavior. So yun yung mga key terms doon. Reinforcement. Pag reinforcement, you want the behavior to continue. Okay? You are reinforcing their behavior to continue. Kaya binabanggit diyan yung salitang reward, di ba? Now, if it's an unwanted behavior, you deter it. Kaya may term na tinatawag punishment, di ba? You punish the person because you want to deter, you want to remove the unwanted behavior. Pero sa ngayon, hindi na natin ina-apply yung punishment. Ano? So, the best way is either to apply positive or negative reinforcement para mas mag-encourage doon sa student, for example, to do the wanted behavior, the good and the wanted behavior. Again, we can attribute operant conditioning to Burroughs Frederick Skinner, or more popularly known as BF Skinner. Kung naalala ninyo yung experiment niya, no? yung the Skinner box, tapos meron siyang mouse sa loob. Yun. Doon nagsimula yung operant conditioning theory ni BF Skinner. On the other hand, Pavlov is the proponent of classical conditioning. Let me call on someone. Ma'am Hannah Jane. Ma'am Hannah Jane Kainlet. Are you there? Hello, Ma'am Hannah. Ma'am Hannah, hello. Wala. Ma'am Joanne Marie. Ma'am Joanne? Wala. Meron bang gustong magtaas ng kamay? Sir? Hello? Wala, okay. Sir Joe Medrano, are you there? Hello, Sir Joe.
Hello, sir.
Oh, hello po. Sige po, go ahead. Ma'am Joanne. Hi, Ma'am Joanne.
Hi, sir.
Yes,
Naglalag lang ako, sir. Sorry.
It's okay. Question po. What do you remember with about classical conditioning? Aside from Ivan Pavlov.
Stimulus, sir.
Stimulus
And response.
response. Yeah, that's correct. And very briefly, would you explain how it happens? Pwede ikwento mo rin kung paano nag-experiment si Ivan Pavlov para mas maintindihan natin. Ma'am Joanne? Okay. Mukhang naglalag talaga si Ma'am Joanne. Anyway, that's correct. Stimulus response. No? Those are the key terms when we discuss classical conditioning. If you remember the experiment that Ivan Pavlov had with his dog, di ba? Yung salivation. nung alaga niyang aso na the stimulus for the dog to respond or to behave, to salivate, were the bell and the meat, diba? Yung karne. So whenever Ivan Pavlov would present his dog the meat, and whenever he rings the bell, the dog salivates, diba? And then eventually tinanggal niya yung meat at yung bell na lang yung ginagamit niya. But because nag-register yun sa memory ng aso, na whenever the dog hears the bell, the response of the dog would be to salivate kahit wala yung meat. So ine-expect ng aso na kapag naririnig niya yung bell, ibig sabihin kakain na. So that is the stimulus response theory of Ivan Pavlov compared to the operant conditioning theory of Burroughs Skinner or B.F. Skinner. Kay Skinner, may reinforcement. Yeah? May ginagawa kang paraan para mas mag-enhance yung behavior na kailangan mong makita sa mag-aaral mo, for example. All right. So much with that. We are just in the second question. Let's move on to the third question. Get ready. Andre, a grade 1 pupil, is asked, why do you pray every day? Andre answers, Mommy said so. In which development stage is Andre? Between pre and post conventional level, between conventional and post conventional level, or post conventional level? Yes, Ma'am Isabel Francisco, that's correct. The dog, example, bell, the dog will be salivating. The dog is the example because actually the dog was used as the experiment. Used as the main subject of the experiment of Ivan Pavlov. All right, let's go to this question. Nasa ang stage? On what stage or what level of moral development is Andre in? Andre was asked, why do you pray? His answer was, because my mommy said so. What is the correct answer? A, B, C, or D? Facebook live viewers say it's letter B. Wala akong ibang nakikitang ibang sagot, but letter B. We'll see what the correct answer is. All right, we will end this question now. Natin kung may hahabol pa. 1 more minute. Teacher asked the student, why do you pray every day? The student responded with, because my mommy said so. What do you think is the stage in moral development the student is in? All right, we will end the question now. Kayo sumagot ng letter D sa Facebook Live. Let's see. Bago na ang leading scorer. The correct answer is yes. Yung mga sumagot ng letter B sa Facebook Live, you are all correct. It should be in a conventional level. Well, process of elimination tayo, no? Grade 1 pupil. So tatanggalin mo na kaagad dyan yung uh, post-conventional level kasi mga adult na itong pinag-uusapan dito. No? So, and another thing, punta na tayo sa next slide para mas madaling ipaliwanag. Alright, so this is the stages, these are the stages of development in conventional morality. Dito tayo mag-focus, no? Doing what is right according to the majority to be a good boy or girl. Kasi nga, ang sabi sa kanya ng nanay niya, magdasal ka. Di ba? Kasi yun ang tama. That is what, the right thing to do. Alright? And even in stage 4, doing what is right because it is your duty and helps the society. But the stage and the level where the grade 1 student is in stage 3, level 2, conventional morality, which is the interpersonal concordance orientation. Lagi siyang sinasabihan ng nanay niya, his mom keeps on reminding him that praying is the right thing to do. So you have to keep on praying. Kaya nung tinanong siya ni teacher, why do you keep on praying? Ang sagot lang ni Andre, the only answer of Andre was because it's what my mom told me. The explanation of why it is good, the explanation of why it's important, has yet to be given to Andre. Ang sinasabi lang, because it's good, that is the right thing to do. Kaya sumusunod lang si Andre sa sinasabi sa kanya ng magulang niya. So whenever the teacher or anyone asks him about the reason why he prays, ang sagot niya, yun lang po yung sabi ng nanay ko. So, hindi pa well-established yung morality in this stage. Level 2, conventional morality. Stage 3, interpersonal concordance orientation. All right? Now, let's move on to the next question. Question number 4. Get ready. Why is babyhood referred to as a critical period in personality development? We already have 90 participants on quizzes. Thank you for joining. Letter A, the foundation is laid upon which the adult personality structure will be built. Letter B, the baby is exposed to many physical and psychological hazards. C, the brain grows and develops at such accelerated rate during babyhood. Or D, changes in the personality pattern take place. Bakit critical period? Why is babyhood referred to as a critical period in personality development? Take note, personality development. Facebook live viewers are answering letter C. Wala pa akong ibang sagot na nakikita. Most of them are saying C. Accelerated rate daw ang pag-develop ng brain ng baby. Kaya siya critical period. You will see. Some answered letter A. The foundation is laid upon which the adult personality structure will be built. Tayo nating maka 60 before we end the question. Some are answering A, some are answering B, but most of them are saying it's letter C. What do you think is the correct answer? One last participant to answer. Okay, we will end the question now. correct answer. Let's check the leaderboard first. Bago na ulit ang leading. Ma'am Evelyn is now in the lead. The correct answer is letter A. Napakakunti nang nakakuha ng tamang sagot, no? Doon sa Facebook Live. But most of the majority of the participants in quizzes got it correctly. The correct answer is letter A. The foundation is laid. There are factors like a constant companion to the child. If you remember Erik Erikson's trust versus mistrust, no? Ang may pinakamalaking role daw doon sa stage na yon is the mother. No? The presence of the mother is needed. It's very critical during those times because as early as infancy, according to Erik Erikson, the baby, the child will already learn whether to trust or not to trust his or her caretaker. All right? So, yung presence ng adult during babyhood is important because it will shape the kind of personality as early as infancy uh, uh, for the learner. All right? So, the presence of the mother, all right, or unfavorable occurrence in the environment, being overprotective, nakaka-apekto rin doon. It will also it will either teach the child to be independent or to be spoiled, but be dependent. Yeah, and then eventually, when this baby, when this infant grows up, madadala niya yon, and he or she will be reacting to the kind of situation that the world will be presented to him or to her, right? So the correct answer should be letter A. Now let's move on to the next question. By the way, if you have questions, you may just write a comment on Facebook Live or here on Zoom. Pwede kayong mag-raise ng hand or mag-send ng message or buksan lang yung microphone kapag may clarification or questions. Alright, let's move on. Alex, a grade 1 pupil is happy when he wins games, but sulks when he does not. Which behavior does it indicate? Egotism, egocentrism, semi-logical reasoning, or rigidity of thought? Alex, a grade 1 pupil is happy when he wins, but sulks when he does not. Which behavior does it indicate? Egotism, egocentrism, semi-logical reasoning, or rigidity of thought? We are already 95 on quizzes. Sana umabot tayo ng 100. Most are saying letter B, egocentrism on Facebook Live. May sumasagot ng letter D, rigidity of thought. May sumasagot ng letter A, egotism. Paramihin natin yung responses sa quizzes. Already have 69 participants who already answered. Sumasagot ng letter C sa Facebook Live halos. The participants have already answered. Most of the Facebook Live viewers are saying egocentricity. Okay, 70. Let's end the question now. Ma'am Evelyn is still in the lead. Isa lang ang sumagot ng semi-logical reasoning. This is from the theory of... Teka, magtatawag na lang ako. Kaninong theory, Zoom participants? Wait, let me call on someone. Ma'am Christine de Guzman, are you there? Ma'am Christine? Hello, Ma'am Christine? Ma'am Christine?
Yes,
Hello.
hello.
Kaninong theory, if you remember, whose theory indicates the semi-logical reasoning? To whom can we attribute that term, semi-logical reasoning?
Semi-logical reasoning, sir.
Kaninong theory yan? Or anyone, kung sinong nakakaalam sa Zoom?
PG, sir? PJ?
Yes, it's John Piaget's theory. It's part of John Piaget's theory. No? This is the explanation. Alex, the grade 1 pupil, can neither be considered as conceited. Conceited is the egotism. Hindi siya pwedeng maging conceited. Hindi rin siya pwedeng maging self-centered, which is egocentrism. No? Because he felt bad about losing a game. No? Hindi basta-basta mo pwedeng sabihin na conceited siya or makasarili. Dahil lang natalo siya, masama na yung loob niya tungkol doon. Hindi agad, no? We can always consider that learning that feeling sad about losing is okay, di ba? Pag natatalo, normal lang naman na malungkot. No? Hindi mo pwedeng basta husgahan yung bata na makasarili or conceited. Hindi ganun kadaling ituro sa bata na tanggapin ang pagkatalo. That is ideal. No? That's what we will always teach our students. But let us always remember that it will take time. It will take time. We have to give them different lessons. We have to give them a lot of reminders that whenever you lose a game, whenever you lose on something, you should accept it. And you should accept it with respect, right? So it's okay to lose. Lagi nating diyan magsisimula. Doon lagi tayo diyan magsisimula magturo sa kanila. It's okay to lose. It's all right, but it is important that you have to learn to accept the value of being a sport and accepting of events, even if it is not what you have expected to happen. All right? So yun yung doon magsisimula na okay lang na matalo. Feeling bad about it is okay. You will not be considered as conceited or self-centered just because of that, no. But you eventually have to learn how to accept defeat, being a sport about it, and things like this will happen in the future even when you grow up. So semi-logical reasoning lang siya, right? It's semi-logical. It's logical because when he wins, it's a happy feeling for him. Whenever he loses, hindi pa niya na process ng maayos, no? So kaya tinawag siyang semi-logical reasoning according to John Piaget. Thank you for your answer, ma'am. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following provides the best broad description of the relationship between heredity and environment in determining height? Heredity is the primary influence, with environment affecting development only in severe situations. heredity and environment contribute equally to development. C, environment is the major influence on physical characteristics. Or D, heredity directs the individual's potential and environment determines whether and to what degree the individual reaches the potential. Medyo nakakalito yung tanong, nakakalito yung mga pagpipilian dahil mahaba, pasahing mabuti. Oh, we already have 102 participants on quizzes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good day to everyone. To those who are watching on Facebook, you may join the quizzes game by going to joinmyquiz.com and enter the code 745423. 745423. It's being flashed on your screen. Question there basically is the relationship between heredity and environment in determining height. Nature versus nurture. Ayan ang clue ha. Nature versus nurture. Height pinag-usapan natin dito is height. Ma'am Emmy Dali, go to joinmyquiz.com and enter the code 745423. Alright, let's wait until the participants become 70. Those who have already answered, let's wait until it becomes 70. We already have 69 participants who answered. Ayan, okay. It's already 70. Meron pa bang nahabol? Sige, one more minute. $72 out of 100 have already answered. 73. Wala masyado sumasagot ngayon sa Facebook Live. Mukhang binabasa pa nilang mabuti ang question at ang choices. Okay, let's end this question now. Tandaan determining height ang pinag-uusapan dito. Nature versus nurture on height. Ma'am Evelyn is still in the lead. Okay, the correct answer is letter A. Hindi pwedeng maging letter D. Diba? Kasi height, ito, pinag-usapan natin dito, physical characteristics. Diba? Primary influence will always be heredity. Kung matangkad ang nanay o ang tatay o parehas, that will be the primary influence. Diba? And secondary na lang si nurture, si environment on affecting the height of the person. Okay, this is not a knowledge. This is not a value. This is not something that the person can learn. No, it is something that is natural, something that the nature or the heredity will have primary influence on. So the correct answer should be letter A, because again, what we are dealing with is height. Okay? It is a physical characteristic. Take note of that. Marami nagkamali. Konti lang ang tumama. No? 21 lang ang tumama. Now, let's move on to the next question. By the way, let me read this for you. Nature is what we think of as rewiring and is influenced by genetic inheritance. Sabi ko nga kanina, kung matangkad si nanay o si tatay o parehas, yun ang primary source, di ba? And nurture is generally taken as the influence of external factors after conception. Example, the product of exposure, life experiences, and learning on an individual. All right, now let's move on. When a baby realized that a rubber duck which has fallen out of the tub must be somewhere on the floor, he is likely to achieve what aspect of cognitive development? A. Object permanence, B. Deferred imitation, C. Mental combinations, or D. Goal-directed behavior. Pag ang baby daw nahulog yung laruan niya and alam niya pa rin na nandun lang yun somewhere, alam niya kung saan hahanapin, alam niya kung saan unang titingin, anong klaseng aspect of cognitive development according to John Piaget ang na-reach na ng bata. Object permanence, deferred imitation, mental combinations, or goal-directed behavior. Hmm. 53 out of 114, make it 55, I've already answered. Okay. Do we end the question now? Hintay tayo. 1 more minute. Okay, let's end this question now. 75 participants have already answered. 76. Madali lang yung tanong na yun, ha? Hindi natin kung maraming tumama. Ma'am Evelyn is still in the lead. Yes, very good. Tama yan. The correct answer is letter A, object permanence. If you try to define what object permanence is, yan, di ba? The knowledge that objects continue to exist when you are not presently acting on them or sensing them. That's what John Piaget said before. No? Yung object permanence, kahit nahulog, kahit napunta sa ibang lugar, yung halimbawa yung object, yung laruan ng baby, ng bata, object permanence is the understanding that objects continue to exist even when they cannot be seen, even if they cannot be heard, or otherwise sensed. So that's basically what object permanence is, according to the proponent, John Piaget. Let's move on to the next question. Very good, ha? Tama. Maraming tumama dun sa question na yun. Statement below best describes development. A high school student's height increased by 5'2" to 5'4", from 5'2" to 5'4", sorry about that. High school students change in weight from 110 pounds to 125 pounds. A student had learned to operate a computer, or D, a student's enlargement of hips. Facebook Live viewers, you may answer. Facebook Live, may sumasagot letter C. May ibang sumasagot ng letter A sa Facebook. Okay, letter C. Let's check what the correct answer is. May nagle-letter D. Basahin mabuti, ha? Basahin mabuti. Actually, it is an easy item. If only you can compare and contrast the choices, madaling hanapin ang tamang sagot ka. Okay, shall we end the question now? Putin natin ng 80. Sige, tatlo na lang. Sir, si Ma'am Rodina. Hello, Ma'am Rodina. Letter C na daw siya. Okay. Alright. Mukhang ito na yun. 78. Okay, 79. Isa na lang. Let's make it 80. Let's make it 80. Or we reveal the correct answer. Dapat maraming tumama din dito, ha? Basahin mabuti ang choices. Elimination process. Compare and contrast letters A, B, C, and D, and you will get the correct answer. Okay, 80. Finally, we reached 80. Let's check. Tignan natin kung ang leading is still Ma'am Evelyn. Ma'am Evelyn is still in the lead, pero si NC at si Ross humahabol. The correct answer is letter C. If you look at letter A, B, and D, we are seeing physical characteristics being changed. Yung letter A from 5'2" to 5'4" of height. Letter B from 110 pounds to, what's that, 100, I can see my screen. Basta nag-increase. Yung letter D naman, lumaki yung hips. No? So all of those are physical aspects. So that development, let me call on someone from Sir Terence. Are you there, Sir Terence? Question: are those letter A, B, and D, are those considered as an aspect of development, Sir Terence?
Yes. Ay, sorry.
Ay, sino po ito?
Yes, sir. Rosana po. Ross.
Hi, ma'am. Hi, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Parting po siya ng
Development
development,
ba siya?
pero physical development po siya.
And what do you call that? Anong term dapat i-attribute itong letter A, B, and D? Should it be considered development?
I think growth.
What?
Growth development.
Yes, Ma'am Jo.
Growth.
Okay, yes. It should be growth. Okay, it should be growth. Ma'am Joanne?
Growth.
Hindi nasagot mo, Joanne? Yeah, okay.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, it should. Yeah.
Growth po quantity. Then development
Yes.
quality.
Okay. It should be growth, no? A, B, and D should be growth, no? Pag malaki, pag marami, diba? Sabi nga ni Ma'am Joanne, quantity, right? But if it's about learning, and if it's about improvement, it should be referred to as development. Okay? Basta increase in size, number, quantity, yun nga yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Joanne kanina, it should be growth. On the other hand, it should be development if we are referring to improvement of circumstance. All right, let's move on to the next question. Very good Facebook Live viewers. Maraming nakasagot ng growth. Sir Francisco was very much worried about the thumb sucking of his son. A friend of him says that certain behavior among infants. Who presented that notion that certain behavior like thumb sucking is normal behavior? Sino ang psychologist na nagsabi na thumb sucking is a normal behavior? Kanino galing ang theory na yan? We're already having 120 participants on quizzes. Thank you very much for joining. Dali lang naman yata itong tanong. I think this question is easy. Sigmund Freud, Erik Erikson, John Bowley, or Yuri Bronfenbrenner? Slide sa Facebook Live, letter A daw ang sagot. Walang ibang sagot kundi letter A. Let's see if that is really the correct answer. 9 participants have already keyed in their answer, make it 70. Okay, paabutin natin ng 80 siguro. Mabilis naman ang pagsagot nila. Again, on Facebook Live, walang ibang sumasagot sa B, C, and D, but letter A only. Paliwanag si Ma'am Arlene Alcala. Hello, Ma'am Arlene. Sa sagot niya. Before, I've already answered. $75. Okay, maybe we should end the question now. 76. All right, we will end the question now. Siyempre, dapat alam niyo ang sagot dyan. No? Napaka-simple, napaka-basic ng tanong. Mahaba lang yung tanong, pero madali lang sagutin yan. Ma'am Evelyn still in the lead. The correct answer is letter A, Sigmund Freud. Diba? The erogenous zone for infants, for babies, for youngs is the mouth. Diba? Oral stage yan. Kaya pag nagta-thumbs up, ibig sabihin, may unresolved issue pa siya. No? Diyan yung nagsisimula. It's either maagang tinanggalan ng feeding bottle or ng breast milk yung baby, no? Hindi agad siya natrain, kaya eventually nagta-thumbs up siya. May unresolved issue siya doon sa erogenous zone niya, which is the mouth. Okay, so that is the correct answer, Sigmund Freud. This is in the psychosexual status of development, the first stage, which is oral stage. Very good, Facebook Live viewers. Yeah, thumb sucking was interpreted using Freudian theory of infantile sexuality in psychosexual development. Let's move on to the next question. What is Freud's idea about a young boy's guilt feelings brought about by jealousy of his father's relationship with his mother? Parang na-discuss na natin to last time. This is more of situational. If a young boy is developing a guilt feeling over jealousy of his father's relationship with his mother, what do you think is the idea of Sigmund Freud about this? A, Electra complex, B, Oedipus complex, C, panic complex, or D, Ease envy complex? parang ano, no? Parang sanay na sanay tayo sa mga theory ni Sigmund Freud. Parang masyadong madali. Maybe because it is the first topic being discussed, no? Ito yung laging nauunang laging nauunang subject kapag child and adolescent development course. Kaya parang ang dali-dali na sagutin. Most of the viewers from Facebook Live say letter B, Oedipus complex. Merong ibang sumasagot ng A, merong ibang sumasagot ng C. Pero tingnan natin kung ano ang tamang sagot. At ano ang paliwanag kung bakit yun ang tamang sagot. May nagle-letter C, may nagle-letter B, may nagle-letter A, walang nagle-letter D. You were present 2 weeks ago, it was already discussed yung terminology niya yan. Napag-usapan natin yan last time. So, application now. If the boy is developing guilt feelings brought about by jealousy of his father's relationship with his mother, what is that complex? Abutin natin ng 80. 3 more responses before we reveal the correct answer. One last response before we reveal the answer. Wala nang sasagot. 79 lang. Okay. Let's end the question now. Ang daming sumagot ng letter B. May nag-A, may nag-C sa Facebook. Ma'am Evelyn is still in the lead, followed by NC and Ross. Of course, the correct answer is Oedipus complex. Diba? Oedipus complex. This is developed by young boys being jealous with the kind of relationship that their fathers are having with their mothers. The child becomes aware of the anatomical sex differences. This is in phallic stage, but hindi siya, you will complex. Oedipus complex is under the phallic stage, and under this stage, the child becomes aware of anatomical sex differences, which sets in motion the conflict between erotic attraction, resentment, rivalry, jealousy, and fear, which Sigmund Freud called it Oedipus complex for the boys and Electra complex for the girls. Girls naman, they are jealous of their mothers with the kind of relationship that their mothers are having with their fathers. All right, so it's in phallic stage, but for boys, it's Oedipus complex. For girls, it's Electra complex. You should not call it phallic complex. Okay, it should not be letter C, but letter B, because lalaki, no? Batang lalaki yung sitwasyon. Pag babae, Electra complex. Okay, let's move on to the next question. When a little girl who says she wants her mother to go on vacation so that she can marry her father, Freud believes that he is voicing a fantasy consistent with what? Oedipus complex, Electra complex, theory of mind, or crisis of initiative versus guilt? Process of elimination. Facebook Live viewers are answering B. Letter B daw, Electra complex. May sumasagot ng iba, pero konti lang sila. May sumasagot ng letter C. But the answer, letter B, the response on letter B is overwhelming. Mas maraming sumasagot ng letter B compared sa ibang letra. Sabi nila, electra-complex daw ang sitwasyon ng little girl who is saying that she wants her mother to go on vacation so that she can marry her father. Paabuti natin ng 80. Wala nang sasagot. 74 lang. One last minute. Make it 75. Okay, we should end the question now. The correct answer is yes, of course. Electra complex or letter B. Still in the lead, Ma'am Evelyn and NC, followed by Ross. Yan, very good. 70 said Electra complex. No? May ibang sumagot ng C and D, but of course, same thing with the explanation a while ago. Since this is a girl naman, it should be Electra complex. Din yung paliwanag, no? Phallic stage. It happens during phallic stage, and the feelings like resentment, rivalry, jealousy, and fear are developed during this stage. And again, Oedipus complex with boys, Electra complex with girls. Now let's move on to the next question. Very good, Facebook Live viewers. Marami sumagot. Halos lahat, letter D. Very good. Which of the following can best describe the preschooler's readiness to learn new tasks and play activities? A. Emerging competency and self-awareness. B. Theory of the mind. C. Relationship with parents. Or D. Growing identification with others. On Facebook Live, some are saying A, some are saying C. Check what the correct answer is. Sumasagot ng D. Wala pa ako nakikita sumasagot ng letter B. Abutin natin ng 80. 76 out of 126 participants have already answered. Buti natin ng 80. On Facebook Live, most of them answered letter A. Meron ako nakitang letter D, may nakita akong letter C. Wala pa ako nakikita meron ding letter B, pero marami sa kanila sumagot letter A. Urging competency and self-awareness. Okay, we should end the question now. Ma'am Evelyn and NC are still in the lead. Napalitan na yung top 3. The correct answer is yes, letter A. Letter A. Emerging competency and self-awareness. Bakit? Yan. If you are aware of the psychosocial development, nandito yun, pinag-uusapan yun. We have to make a rundown. Mabilis na mabilis lang. No? When we talk about competency, dito na yun, dito na nagsisimula yung exploration according to Eric Erikson. The children need to begin asserting control and power over the environment. Success in this stage leads to a sense of purpose, and children who try to exert too much power experience disapproval, resulting in a sense of guilt. And kahit pumunta tayo sa industry versus inferiority at the school age from 6 to 11 years old, children need to cope with new social and academic demands, and success leads to a sense of competence, all right? And while failure results in feelings of inferiority, right? So dito na yun, dito na talaga nabubuo yung either competency or a feeling of being not so good, which is being inferior. Okay, so take note of those stages from initiative versus guilt up to industry versus inferiority. All right. Next question. Ames noted that when the preschoolers eagerly begin many new activities but are vulnerable to criticism and feelings of failure, they are experiencing one particular crisis. Parang nabanggit ko yata kanina yun. Identity versus role confusion, initiative versus guilt, basic trust versus mistrust, or efficacy versus helplessness. To 127 participants on quizzes, thank you for joining. To those who are watching on Facebook Live and answering the questions, thank you for joining. May nagsasabi ng A, may nagsasabi ng B. Some of them are saying may B, may C, may A, walang letter D. Let's see what the correct answer is. Okay, bago natin i-reveal yung sagot, magtatawag muna ako na participant from Zoom. Let's see kung ano yung sagot niya and must defend his answer or her answer. On Facebook, magulo, no? May A, may B, may C. So let's expect na sa quizzes, tignan natin, baka halo-halo din ang sagot. May A, may B, may C, baka may letter D. Okay, magtatawag ako ng participant sa Zoom. Ma'am Jel Torrecampo, are you there? Jel? Wala. Ma'am Mecca Marie Lufranco, are you there? Wala din. Sir Clark Langilaw. Sir Clark? Sir Clark? Wala din.
Hello,
Walang
sir.
nagre-respond sa Zoom.
Hello.
Sige, last. Sir Dennis.
Hello.
Sir?
Hello. Sir Dennis. What is your answer?
Letter B po, sir.
Letter B. Why letter B?
Because sir, yun sa question, sir, preschooler. And then sabi po, 'di ba, dun sa statement mo ko kanina na nandun yung competence nung bata is nandun once na siya sa environment na, and once na di niya po na meet yung niya dun sa competencies na yun, sir. Pag di niya na-attain, dun po nagkakaroon ng guilt yung bata.
Okay, thank you very much. Very well said, very well explained. Meron bang ibang may sagot dyan? Please raise your hand, Zoom participants, kung meron kayo ibang sagot, kung hindi letter B. Meron ba dyan? Ma'am Geraldine, anong sagot mo? Wala? Okay. Anyway, sige. Sir Dennis, thank you for your answer. Tingnan natin kung tama yung sagot. Maganda yung paliwanag, pero tingnan natin kung tama yung sagot. Tingnan natin kung letter B, initiative versus guilt. Ma'am Evelyn, NC, and JM still in the lead. Yes, the correct answer is letter B, initiative versus guilt. Tama yung sinabi ni Sir Dennis, no? If you listen to him, diba? Doon pa rin tayo sa exploration. Doon pa rin magsisimula. Preschool, yun nga. Yung doon. Yun yung clue, no? Sa preschool, they begin to assert control and power over the environment, no? So kapag meron silang ganun, the value of having an initiative is being developed. On the other hand, kapag hindi ito naituro, pag hindi ito na-expose pag hindi na-expose ang bata sa ganito, the 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 uh, the quality of being guilty, no? Pagka feeling niya nadi-disapprove lagi yung mga gusto niyang gawin, yung mga gusto niyang sabihin, it results in a sense of guilt in the student or in the learner or in the child. Okay? Let's move on to the next question. According to Kohlberg, a dutiful citizen who obeys the laws set down by society is at which level of moral reasoning? Pre-conventional stage 1, pre-conventional stage 2, conventional, or post-conventional? Forty-nine out of 129 participants have already answered. A dutiful citizen who obeys the law set down by society is at which level of moral reasoning? Most of the Facebook viewers say it's letter C, conventional. May sumasagot ng B, may sumasagot ng D. Most of the answers that I'm seeing from Facebook Live viewers are letter C and letter B, but letter C is quite overwhelming. Hello, Sir Matt. Sir Matt Norman. We are halfway through this quizzes activity. Paabutin natin ng 75. Okay. When it reaches 75, we will end the question to reveal the correct answer. One last minute. Okay, isa na lang. Paabutin natin 75. Ma'am Marnie on Facebook gave her justification of her answer. Okay, I guess we should end the question now. By the way, wait, let me call on someone from Zoom. Ma'am Marie Queenie, are you there? Hello, Ma'am Marie. Hi, Ma'am Marie. Sir Nin Cabrera. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hi, sir. Have you already answered?
Apo, yung sagot ko dyan, conventional, specifically stage 4, law and order orientation.
And any justification? Bakit yun ang sagot?
Kasi sabi niya dyan, yung citizen, nag-obey siya sa law. So, meaning under siya dun sa stage 4, law and order orientation.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Maganda rin ang paliwanag. Simple, concise, short. But we're not yet sure if that's the correct answer. Okay, let's reveal the answer. Ethel Rose is now in the third. Yes, the correct answer is letter C, conventional. Thank you, Sir Neem. Ayan, look at the conventional stage, conventional level. No? Being good is whatever pleases others. The child adopts conformist attitude to morality, right and wrong are determined by the majority. And so you are a dutiful citizen. Even in law and order, being good now means doing your duty to society. So ito yun, yung law and order stage sa conventional. To this end, we obey laws without question. We don't question the law. We just follow it. Diba? Ganun yun eh. Sa conventional stage, sumusunod lang talaga tayo. We learn why it is important, pero we still don't question any law, any rule, di ba? Unlike with post-conventional, dito na nagsisimula na magtanong, dito na nagsisimula na questionin yung ibang mga batas, yung ibang rules na pinapatupad ng society. And then compared with the post-conventional, in conventional, we just follow the rules that are being presented to us. Because we believe that when we follow them, we are dutiful citizens. So yun yung sinasabi ng conventional, particularly in law and order stage. Right? Any question from Zoom or from Facebook Live? Tingnan natin, meron bang tanong? If I see a comment about any question, I will respond to it right away. Hello, Miss Angelica Kasuga. Let's move on to the next question. Hello, Miss Angelica Kasuga. Elisa, who is in between 9 and 11 years of age, is most likely to demonstrate moral reasoning at which Kohlberg's stage? Elisa, between 9 to 11 years old, ay nasa ang stage na ng moral development. A, pre-conventional, B, conventional, C, post-conventional, or D, none of the above. Ma'am Alma Orteza, hello. May nagsasabi ng B, may nagsasabi ng C, may nagsasabi ng A. Already have 131 participants on quizzes. Wow, shout out to Ma'am Ochani, watching from Mountain Province. Thank you very much, ma'am, for tuning in. Appreciate it. If you have questions, Zoom participants, you may ask it right away. Even on Facebook Live, just write it in the comment section para makita natin. The age is between 9 and 11 years old. From 9 to 11, either 9, either 10, either 11. Nandyan. Nasa ang stage na kaya ni Colbert itong si Elisa. May nagsasabi A, may nagsasabi B, may nagsasabi na C. Halo-halo. Hello, Sir Eugene Pasqua from Isabela. Mabuhay po kayo. From Cagayan Valley, hello po, Ma'am Floribel Naher. Salamat po sa panonood. Abutin uli natin ng 75. Tatawag ulit ako ng participant. Sir Aladin, are you there? Sir Aladin Kalot. Ma'am Ruchi Olpos from Negros Oriental. Hello po, mabuhay kayo. From Zamboanga City, Ma'am Regina Asin. Hello. Hello, Sir Aladin, are you there? From Zoom? Wala. Yung leading natin, Ma'am Evelyn Muit. Hi, Ma'am. Hello po, yeah. Ano pong sagot nyo?
Kasi yung tanong, 9 and 11. Yung kanina po, yung next week kanina, yung 9,
okay. Okay.
9 and 11.
Okay, tingnan natin kung tama ang sagot mo, Mama. Tingnan natin kung leading ka pa rin mamaya. Let's see. Thank you for your answer. Let's end this question now. From Bicol, hello, Ma'am Jo Bisonia. From Pagadian City, Ma'am Jen Ponol. From Lanao del Norte, Sunshine Tanahura, Olan Zambales. Sir Raymond Datugan from Bacolod, Ma'am Ning De Leon, even from Ghana, Ma'am Dorothy Mensa. Hello. The correct answer is yes, conventional. Kaya nga nung ni Ma'am Evelyn. Halo-halo, no? Pero kasi ang pre-conventional nagtatapos siya sa 9 years of age. Okay? And then, mula ang conventional stage from 9 years old onwards, no, hanggang mag-adult, kasi ang post-conventional wala naman itong pinipiling edad because this is the time where we try to question some rules that are being imposed on us. Yun yung lagi kong sinasabi pagdating sa post-conventional, no. May mga rules na tayong ayaw sundin dyan, kinukwestiyon na natin. So when we talk about conventional, it begins with the age of 9 years old. Okay? And it depends on when it will end. Kapag nagsunin ng isang tao yung mga patakaran, yung mga sinasabi ng lipunan sa kanya, doon na siya magsisimula sa post-conventional. Because right and wrong are now determined by personal values, which is created by the individual. Doon nagsisimula yung post-conventional. Okay? So, when laws infringe our own sense of justice, we can choose to ignore them. Yan yung sinasabi sa post-conventional stage or level sa moral development ni Colbert. But if we only talk about following rules, listening, being dutiful citizens, without questioning the kind of rules being imposed on us, automatically from 9 years old onwards, conventional stage. Yun yung sinasabi ko 2 weeks ago, no? Marami sa atin, nasa conventional stage pa rin. Kung ano yung pinapakita sa atin ng lipunan, kung ano yung sinasabi sa atin ng pamahalaan, halimbawa, susunod lang tayo. That's why I don't agree with that. Yung mga taong ginagamit yung argumento na yun. Sumunod ka na lang? No. Why? Why? What if these are against your personal values? Diba? What if this are against the values that were taught to you by your teachers, by the school, by your parents? Susundin mo pa rin ba yun? Kaya nga, uh, I am very eager to teach moral development, the stages of moral development to students, hindi lang sa ating mga gustong maging guro, no? Pati na rin sa lahat, dapat pinag-uusapan ito. Kasi nasa stuck tayo, ano? Nananatili tayo sa conventional state, yung sunod na lang ng sunod. Kasi yun yung sinasabi sa atin. Pero ang totoo niyan, meron pang pangatlo, meron pang post-conventional level, which is more important because it only means that you have already established the kind of values, the set of values that you must have. And whenever you have those values, doon mo malalaman kung tama o mali pa ba yung ipinapakita ng nag-impose ng rules. I'm not just saying government. Pwedeng halimbawa sa trabaho mo, may mga in-impose sa workplace mo na unjust. Pupunta ka pa rin ba sa conventional level at susunod ka na lang? That's why I disagree with people, whether on social media, kahit saan, sinasabi nila na sumunod ka na lang, no. It's not morally upright, no. Hindi yun maganda because you will always have your own set of values that came from the lessons in the past, whether from your teachers, from the school, from parents, from your friends, from your family members, no, na naipon. And if they are against your set of values, bakit mo susundin? Diba? So that's what post-conventional level is trying to tell you. Okay? Kaya dapat pag-aralan natin ito ng mas malalim itong moral stages of development ni Lawrence Kohlberg. Kasi marami tayong matututunan dito. Hindi yung basta sunod na lang ng sunod. Okay? Now let's move on to the next question. So much with that. A newborn infant moves his whole body at one time instead of moving a part of it. Which of the following principles is illustrated by his behavior? A. Development proceeds from specific to general. B. Development proceeds from general to specific. C. Development follows an orderly pattern. Or D. Development follows a general pattern. Tricky yung tanong, ha? Tricky din yung choices. So, pag-isipang mabuti. Hello, Sir John Mark Santos from Zamboanga City. Brendaline Bonayon, hi ma'am, from Caloocan. From Botolan, Zambales, Ma'am Christine De Villena. From Pakistan, hello, Zonish Khan. Also from Zamboanga del Norte, Joey. From Uzbekistan, hello. From Facebook Live viewers, they say it's letter B. Development proceeds from general to specific. Basahin mabuti ang tanong, basahin mabuti ang choices. From Vegan City, Ilocos Sur, hello, Sir Christian Pizalvo. May sumasagot ng letter C. Marami pa rin ang sumasagot ng letter B. Hello, Ma'am Rosie Kunahap from Bukidnon. Okay. Ma'am Grace Flores from Zamboanga City, hello po. From Pangasinan, Ma'am Arlene Alcala, hello. May sumasagot ng letter C, maraming letter B, may letter A. Ano kaya ang tamang sagot? Walang sumasagot ng letter D. Hello, MJ Dalina from Borongan City. Daming gustong maging teacher. Iba't ibang panig ng Pilipinas, may representative na gustong maging guro. Malaking bagay yan para sa Pilipinas. Malaking bagay para sa bansa. Sir Gian Acosta from Pangasinan, hello po. Ma'am Christine Deveniana, yeah. And Sir Raymond Datugan, and Ma'am Mesma Gonzalez from Botolan, Zambales, hello. From Tugigaraw City, the place where my father grew up, hello, Ma'am May Umbay. From Davao City, Ma'am Tess Nauha. From Lanao del Norte, Ma'am Sunshine. Abutin natin ng 70 yung responses before we reveal the correct answer. Hello, Zay or Zai from Iligan City. Thank you for joining the quiz. Yes, I am with you in hoping that all of you will be passing the board exam. I'm praying with you. Maraming sumasagot ng letter B, maraming sumasagot. May mga ilan sa A at C, walang letter D. Ramos justifies her answer. Sagot niya letter B. And she has a reason. Last. Okay, it's already 70. Let's repeat the correct answer. Mr. Antonino Pereira from Timor-Leste, hello. Evelyn still in the lead, followed by NC, leading din, same course. The correct answer is letter B. Yeah, tama yung sagot ng marami. Wala talaga sumunod ng letter D, very good. Ayan. So these are the principles of growth and development. Continuity, sequentiality, generality to specificity. Yun yung sagot, no? From general to specific. Number 4 is differentiality. The development proceeds from head downward. That's number 5. Development proceeds from the center of the body outward. And number 7, development depends on maturation and learning. And nandito, ito yung sagot, no? Yung sa tanong kanina. Letter B. Number 3, generality to specificity. Correct answer, letter B. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Train up a child in the way he should be. When he grows up, he will not depart from it. Which principle supports this? A, development is determined by heredity. B, development is determined by environment. C, early development is more critical than the late development. Or D, early development is less critical than late development. .48 out of 133 have already answered. On Facebook, hati ang sagot. May B, may C. Mas marami pala ang B. Pero may mga sumasagot ng letter C. Tatawag ulit ako sa Zoom. Ma'am Jovi Arciate, are you there? Hello, Ma'am Jovi. Ma'am Joyce Ann. Hi, Ma'am Joyce Ann. Wala rin si Ma'am Joyce Ann. Ma'am Christine de Guzman. Wala. Kaya tayong iba from other Zoom participants. Sir Matt. Sir Matt, are you there? Ma'am, Carissa Jane Managad, are you there? Hi, ma'am.
Sir,
Hi, ma'am. Ayan. Anong sagot mo?
si sir, I think sa kapag niya
Ma'am? Ma'am Carissa? Ma'am Carissa
Sir.
Jane? Yes. Ano pong sagot nyo?
si sir,
Letter C. Early development is more critical than the late development. Any justification? Any reason why you chose letter C?
kasi early development kat it mas man ana sir. EJ kat maananan sarili na tapos tun dumakkel kat basta hato nga ang sa balit way isunan iso DJ City ay Tagalog.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mama Carissa. Medyo mahina yung reception. Hindi ko masyado naintindihan yung sinabi mo. But I got what you said. Letter C, no? Yun yung sinabi mo, letter C. Anyway, let's see if the correct answer really is letter C. Let's end the question now. We already have 71 responses.
A.
Ma'am Evelyn still in the lead and the NC. The correct answer is letter B. Letter B. Okay, let us try to justify the answer. Okay. Di ba kanina pinag-usapan natin nature versus nurture? Kaya balik tayo saglit, no? If you are looking at this, the question is, what principle supports this statement? Train up a child in the way he should be. When he grows up, he will not depart from it. Development is determined by the environment. Pag sinabi environment, ano yun? Ano yung mga circumstances na yun? It is outside heredity, di ba? It is outside genes. It has something to do with learning, yung mga pagtuturo, training, teaching, all of these things. No? Lahat ng mga natututunan ng learner from his or her environment sa paligid niya. No? Ito yung mga yon. Those the nurture part. Kaya sagot is letter B. Nature and genes, heredity, it determines our behavior. On the other hand, nurture, these are the experiences brought about by teachings, by the trainings that a person is going through, right? So we are nurtured to behave in certain ways. So the correct answer should be letter B, which has something to do with the environment. Okay. Next question. Which of the following will be Freud's description of the child's behavior if he has biting, sarcastic manner? Letter A, anally expulsive, B, anally retentive, C, fixated in the oral stage, or D, experiencing the crisis of trust versus mistrust. Process of elimination. $137 have already answered. Process of elimination to. Simple lang tong tanong na to, no? Pero medyo tricky. If the child's behavior has a biting and sarcastic manner, what is the description of Sigmund Freud to it? Again, which of the following will be Freud's description of the child's behavior if he has biting or sarcastic manner? Anally expulsive, anally retentive, fixated in the oral stage, or D, experiencing the crisis of trust versus mistrust? Daming sumasagot sa Facebook ng letter. Kanina maraming nag-A, may nag-B. Ngayon may nag-D, may nag-C. Tignan natin kung anong tamang sagot. $70 answers have already been keyed in. All right, let's end the question now. Humabol pang isa, 71. Evelyn and NC are tied, 10,200 points. Yes, the correct answer should be letter C, biting. Biting, nasaan yun? Nasa bibig, sarcastic. Pag nagsasalita in a sarcastic way, it's still coming from the mouth. So it should be fixated in the oral stage. May issue pa rin siya doon sa first stage, which is yun nga, oral stage. Okay, so that is a very easy question. Medyo tricky lang siya kasi may dalawang choices on anal stage, which is letter A and B. Okay, letter D, you should eliminate that right away because it's not from the theory of Sigmund Freud, but from the theory of Erik Erikson, which is the psychosocial stages of development. Okay, so it should be letter C. Oral fixation, Freud believed an infant can develop oral fixation if their oral needs aren't met. This could happen if they're weaned too early or late. Yung sinabi ko kanina, no, pag tinanggalan ka agad ng feeding bottle or ng breastfeeding, baby or ang bata, nagkakaroon siya ng oral fixation. In this scenario, they're unable to appropriately adjust to new eating habits. So it's all about training. Oral fixation might also occur in the infant if the infant is neglected or underfed, and it is a lack of oral stimulation. Okay? And as a result, these unmet needs were believed to determine personality traits and behavioral tendencies in adulthood. Let's move on to the next question. Again, whenever a person has a behavior that may deal with his mouth, no? Pagkakagat-kagat, nail biting, sarcastic manner, kahit yung nagmumura daw eh. Ayan, yung mga ganon, orally fixated siya. Next question. Angela focuses her attention on the schoolwork and vigorous play that consume most of her physical energy. Which stage of psychosexual theory illustrates her behavior? Oral, anal, phallic, or latency? May 5 stages. Ano doon ang pinapakita ni Angela? If she is focusing her attention on the schoolwork and vigorous that consume most of her physical energy. Most of Facebook viewers are answering letter B, latency. We already have 137 participants in quizzes. Thank you very much. We have 10 questions left. Pusin natin to para makita natin yung resulta ng mga nag-take ng quizzes. Natin kung si Madam pa rin ang magna-number 1. Alright, let's reveal the correct answer after 70 responses. Of course, the correct answer is letter D, latency. Okay? Ito yung stage nga daw. Evelyn still in the lead, no? And NC, Ethel Rose. Latency stage is the stage where either the boy or the girl is focused on doing other things rather than focusing on his or her sexuality. That's basically the explanation of latency stage. In this stage of psychosexual development, overt sexual interest is sublimated and the child's attention is focused on skills and peer activities with members of his or her own sex. All right. Next question. Which of the following is likely to be developed if infants are shown genuine affection? Term, infants. Genuine affection. A, trust. B, autonomy. C, initiative. D, industry. This is from the theory of Erik Erikson. Facebook Live viewers say it's letter A, trust. Pabuti natin 65, tapos we will end the question para matapos natin itong review. Alright, one last response and we will end the question. Facebook Live viewers say it's letter A. Let's see if the correct answer is really letter A. Evelyn and NC still in the lead, followed by Ethel Rose. Letter A is the correct answer. Yan yung unang-unang stage, di ba? Infant. Sabi ko nga kanina, the crucial role is being played by the mother here because she will be the one who will stay with the infant, with the baby. Kaya dito na de-develop yung basic trust. Or kapag wala naman si nanay or kahit sinong caretaker, doon na de-develop yung basic mistrust. May affect the personality of the person eventually. Let's move on to the next question. The trust versus mistrust stage is the first stage. According to Erikson, it is the most important period of your child's life as it shapes their view of the world as well as their overall personality. Okay. Next question. Christian develops an integral and coherent sense of self. He seeks answers to the question, who am I? Which of the following is Christian likely to develop? A, initiative. B, identity. C, intimacy. D, autonomy. Still, this is about psychosocial stages of development. If the person asks, who am I? What is he likely to develop? Initiative, identity, intimacy, or autonomy. Kaya bumibilis tayo ngayon sa pagsagot. Very good. Paabutin natin 65 and then we will move on to the next question. Okay. One more minute. Member justified his answer on Facebook Live, letter B daw, because it's in the adolescent stage where they search for their identity. Let's see if that's really the correct answer. Okay, let's end the question. You still have 7 questions left. Evelyn and NC still in the lead, followed by Ethel Rose. Correct answer is yes, letter B. Yan, tama. It's in the adolescent stage, di ba? Identity should be developed during the adolescent stage. It is in the identity versus role confusion stage, Erickson's psychosocial stages of development. It is the 5th stage, no? It takes place between ages of 12 to 19. During this stage, adolescents need to develop a sense of self and personal identity because success leads to an ability to stay true to oneself, while failure leads to role confusion and the weak sense of self. In the latter phases of this stage, the child develops a sense of sexual identity. Okay. Very good, Sir John Memper from Facebook Live. Let's check the next question. Here it goes. Connie develops concepts necessary for everyday living, builds healthy attitudes towards oneself, and achieve personal independence. These are among the attributes of an individual in what particular stage? A. Infancy and early childhood. B. Middlehood or middle childhood. C. Adolescence. Or D. Early adulthood. Dali lang yan. We now have 137 participants in quizzes. Thank you for joining. Participants make it 61 already entered their answer. On Facebook Live, they said either C or D. Okay, sa Facebook Live, adolescence ba or early adulthood? Again, healthy attitude towards oneself, achieving personal independence, and those things are necessary for everyday living. Ano yun? Saan yun? Nasa adolescence ba or early adulthood? O baka nasa middle childhood or nasa infancy. So let's see what the correct answer is. Tanong na tayo sa Zoom participants. Sir Ryan Flores, are you there? Si Sir Ryan. Ma'am Rosana Ortega, are you there? Ma'am Rosana? Miss Teen Cruz from Zoom. Medyo mahirap maghanap ng participants sa Zoom na sumasagot na. Miss Bing? Wala din? Okay. Okay, let's just end the question. Anyway, we have 70 participants who already answered. Evelyn is now in the second place. Si NC na ang leading. Only 11 got it correctly. Medyo tricky yung tanong, no? The correct answer should be middle childhood. Diba? Late na kapag ka sa adolescence or early adulthood mo ituturo yung mga bagay na yan, di ba? So, as early as middle childhood, itinuturo na yan sa school, di ba? Yung personal independence, healthy attitude towards oneself, di ba? Protecting, establishing.
Sir, can I ask?
Yes, please.
Sir, I am just confused regarding adolescence and middle childhood. Would you please tell us the exact ages for these two, sir? I mean, what
Yeah.
is the age for middle childhood, sir?
Yes, thank you for that question. When we talk about adolescence, dun tayo magsimula, teenage yan. So it begins with 13 years old up to 19. So that's the adolescence period. When we talk about middle childhood, it's the time where the child is already going to school. Okay? So
Okay, yeah.
let's consider 6 years old or grade 1 pupil,
Okay,
beginning of
okay.
middle childhood. Okay, so
Thank you.
sa school, tinuturo na yung mga bagay na yun, yung essential for daily living, no? Yung being independent, taking care of oneself. So those things are important for the child, particularly in his or her middle childhood stage to learn. Okay, so late na kapag ka sa adolescence, lalo na kapag ka sa adulthood, ituturo yung mga ganung bagay. Okay? So yun, Erickson believed that if these industrious children can be successful, they will get a sense of confidence for future challenges. If not, a sense of inferiority can be particularly haunting during middle childhood stage. Thank you for that question. That is a very wonderful one. It's helpful. Nakakalito naman talaga, no? Basta pagka adolescence, it's teenage part. So magsisimula siya sa 13 years old. Let's start the next question. Which of the following principles can be the basis of the growing realization of the significance of the early childhood education? Ayan, sa mga magpi-preschool teachers, no? A, the young children are capable of doing many things at an early stage. B, the child should be seen and should learn. C, the first 5 years of life are the formative years of the child. Or D, early childhood experiences can be interesting and challenging. This particular question made me research further, no? Because, well, the choices, almost all of them are may be considered correct, but there is one answer there that stands out. And on the next slide, after we reveal the question, it will be explained to you kung bakit yun ang tamang sagot. Facebook Live, hati ang mga sagot. May A, may B, may C, may D. Again, that's understandable. When I was reviewing this item, even I had to research further on the answer. But let me read the question again. Which of the following principles can be the basis of growing realization of the significance of the early childhood education? So, bakit mahalaga? Bakit mahalaga ang early childhood education? Yun yung basically yun ang tanong, no? Ano dyan ang magja-justify ng kahalagahan ng early childhood education? Letter A, the young children are capable of doing many things at an early stage. It sounds correct. Letter B, the child should be seen and should learn. It also sounds correct. Letter C, the first 5 years of life are the formative years of the child. Also sounds correct. And D, early childhood experiences can be interesting and challenging. That also sounds correct. Di ba? So tingnan natin, ano yung tama dyan? When early childhood education was established, what was the principle that was presented to justify the significance or the importance of it? Yun. So may historical background din. So you will be able to see the right answer if you research on the historical background or early childhood education. May mga articles din kayong makikita explaining this principle, the correct answer, and justifying the significance of ECE. Let's wait for the responses to be 70. We currently have 68. Nagkap pa natin ang dalawa bago natin i-reveal yung tamang sagot. May sumasagot ng A, C, B, saka D. Yeah, medyo challenging nga ito. Even I am honest with you. When I encountered this item, I had to research kasi mukhang tama yung sagot lahat eh. Pero if you consider the historical background of ECE, makikita mo sa mga article na ito yung laging lumalabas. Yung sagot na to, itong tamang sagot na to yung laging lumalabas. Isa na lang. Let's make it 70. We still have 5 remaining questions. So kaya pa naman umabot yan. May 30 minutes pa tayo for those 5 questions. Wala nang sagot. Teka, magtanong tayo sa Zoom. Tanong tayo sa Zoom. Sir RD, are you there, Sir RD? Hello, Sir RD. Ma'am Geraldine. Si Ma'am Geraldine medyo active siya eh. Baka sumagot. Hi, Ma'am Geraldine. Wala din. Mahina na ang internet. Hi. Finally. Alright. Hi, Ma'am Geraldine. Would you mind sharing with us your answer on this item?
Letter C, sir.
Letter C. And your justification?
Sir, kasi yan po yung, kumbaga, yun yung formative year ng bata and then critical stage po nila. So, that would be the basis of principle po. Opo.
Yeah.
Sir.
Actually, you are correct, no? Tama naman na formative years ito, yung first 5 years. Kaya nga may preschool na tinatawag. Hindi pa siya yung formal school, pero it is important that we have early childhood education just merely by explaining that this is the formative years of the child. Pwede mo nang tanggapin yun. Let's see if your answer is correct. Again, may historical basis ang sagot dito, no? Those choices, lahat pero one answer stands out because of its historical background when ECE was presented. Okay? Ready na tayo? Let us reveal the correct answer. Tingnan natin kung maraming tumama. MC is in the lead. Tingnan natin kung siya pa rin. Ethel Rose is now in the second place. The correct answer is letter B. I was even surprised when this was presented, but let me show you the justification. All right, I got this from one of the articles when I was researching about the answer. No, let me read this for you. Children thrive when they are allowed to get involved in making decisions and given space to ask questions about things that concern them. So they should be seen and they should also learn. Okay? So kailangan silang bantayan pero at the same time, kailangan pa rin may mga matutunan. So that's basically the significance of having an early childhood education. And it is very much apparent in countries like Singapore. Yan. At ang Singapore, if you observe the kind of setup in ECE, in early childhood education there, yung mga magulang na nagtatrabaho, iniiwan lang nila yung anak nila, yung mga bata nilang anak sa 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 mga learning center sa Singapore. And Singapore is one of the leading countries that are hiring Filipino ECE teachers. No? Pagpunta ng mga preschool teachers doon, compared sa preschool sa Pilipinas, no, ibang-ibang setup, yung mga magulang, since, eto nga, no, children should be seen. Kailangan may magbantay sa kanila, kailangan may tumitingin sa kanila. That's the first principle. No? So, in Singapore, iniiwan ng mga magulang yung anak nila sa ECE teachers. Number one, because someone should look after them. And number two, someone should the important things, the important lessons that these children should learn. So all those choices are correct actually, pero with the basis of practices of some countries and even the historical background of why ECE was established, the correct answer should be letter B. Children should be seen and children should learn. Okay? Yan. Sana malinaw yung sagot na yun. Even I, again, I am honest with you, even I had to research further on this item. Alright? May question? Wala? Facebook Live, meron? If not, let us move on to the next question para matapos natin. Okay. Which of the following learner's characteristics will affect most of the learner's learning in the academic class? A, his affective characteristics, B, his cognitive characteristics, C, his psychomotor characteristics, or D, his social-emotional characteristics.
Letter B po.
Tawagin ko yun si Sir. Sino yung nagsagot? Sir? Who was it? Sino yung kanina? Si Sir Mark. Mark Lawrence. Your answer is letter B. We already have 140 participants in quizzes. Again, thank you for joining. Meron pa tayong natitirang 4 questions after this. I think we will be able to finish all of those. Most of the answers from Facebook Live are letter B. So the viewers are saying letter B. May ibang nagle-letter D. Okay, paabutin natin ng kahit 65 responses before we reveal the correct answer. I think this is an easy question. Most of you are saying letter B. Some are saying letter D. Let's see the correct answer. Let's end the question now. NC Ethel Rose, top 2. Evelyn, top 3. Yes, the correct answer is letter B, cognitive characteristics. Diba? Cognition or cognitive characteristics discuss the mental processes, no, of the person. So kapag academics, no, pag basically academics lang ang pinag-uusapan, hindi pinag-uusapan ng behavior, deportment, or anything about attitude. Of course, the correct answer should be cognitive characteristics. Pag mental processes lang ang involved, pag pag-aaral lang ang involved, di ba? Intellectual skills, problem solving, thinking, all these things, it should be cognitive characteristics. Now, let's move on to the next question. What concept can best describe Francisco's ability to walk without support at age of 12 months because of the internal ripening that occurred in his muscles, bones, and nervous system development? A, development. B, growth. C, learning. D, maturation. Again, what concept can best describe Francisco's ability to walk without a support at age of 12 months because of the internal ripening that occurred in its muscles, bones, and nervous system development? Internal ripening. Development, growth, learning, maturation.
B, growth.
Sir Mark, would you like to defend your answer? Bakit growth?
Kasi physical po dun sa muscles, bones, and nervous. Increase in perhaps size.
But take note, ha?
Letter D, sir.
Take
Sir,
note,
letter
ha?
D.
Internal ripening, ha? Internal ripening.
Letter C,
Take note
D.
of the term. Yes, Sir Dennis.
Sir, letter D po.
Letter D, why?
Because po internal ripening, maturation po.
Would you elaborate on that answer? Pagka internal ripening, maturation, why?
Because po, sir, base po sa aking pagkakaintindi sa ang internal ripening, para po yan, sir, sa isang prutas na nainog, sir. Once na mature siya, once na na-meet niya po yung maturation, parang po yung yung niya po dun, sir, yung parang inog na siya dun sa sa stage na yun, sir.
Okay. So,
Kaya po,
you think it's maturation?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Okay, the correct answer is natin kung growth or maturation o iba ang sagot. Hello, Ma'am Helen Nwaza from Nigeria. NC, Ethel Rose. Yes, it's the correct answer should be letter D, maturation. Again, the key term there is internal ripening. And look at the definition of maturation. It's the sequence of physical changes that are related to genetic influences. Okay? Just independent on the environment, but its timing can be influenced by environmental factors. And maturity is about the body getting closer to adulthood. Okay? Yung internal ripening, no? Dito yan papasok. It is related to genetic influences. Next question. I think this is the third to the last question, if I'm not mistaken. Old boy can hold his pen and write his name with his right hand. Which term describes Manuel's action or behavior? A, development. B, growth. C, learning. D, maturation. Zoom participants, you may tell me your answer.
Sir, ako po.
Yes po.
Learning po.
Learning. Bakit learning, ma'am?
Kasi po, sir, nakalagay din na a 5-year-old boy can hold his pen. So, he's learning na po. And how to write his name.
Okay. So, whenever a person or a child can do something, able to do something, it can be attributed to learning. Is that what you're saying, Ma'am Rosana?
Yes, yes, sir, correct po.
Okay. Any other answer?
Thank you,
Aside
sir.
from, thank you, Ma'am Rosana. Aside from learning, mayroon bang ibang sagot dyan? Yeah, paabutin natin ng 65 responses before we reveal the correct answer. Wala? Okay, let us reveal the correct answer. Hindi pa rin nagbabago ang standing. Yeah, the correct answer is development. Development. Ano yung pinagkaiba kanina ng growth at development kung naalala ninyo? Alright, development is about body changing and adapting over time. So all the parts work more effectively. Right hand, okay? The operative words there using right hand. So yung may part of the body.
Development is quality and then growth is quantity.
The pathways of communication which carry information from the brain to muscles, skin, and other structures in the body are constantly formed as the child has new experiences. This means that skills become embedded and more automatic. Although learning is also correct, no? We should also consider the way the item was constructed. It was very much specific there na may body part na mention. Okay, so be careful with the tricky questions like this.
Right hand.
Sir, can I
right hand
ask
nga,
a question, sir?
Yes, please.
So is it safe to say that when we talk about development, we talk about the quality, and when we talk about growth, we talk about quantity?
Not really, no? Kasi kapag development, if you will box it just with quality, kaya hindi ko siya kinonfirm kanina when it was said a while ago. Although growth can be attributed to quantity kasi sinusukat lang siya, no? It can be measurable, but development with just quality, because there are, just like what this definition is saying, this is a more complex definition of development. May experiences din, right? And experiences cannot just be explained using qualities. Okay, so may learning nga. Although learning is also correct, tama naman din dapat yung learning. But the question, if you will look back at it, no? If you will look back at it, may kasamang body part, no? Right hand. Okay? So well, that's one example. Hindi mo siya masasabing quality because hindi naman sinabi diyan kung maganda yung sulat niya or ano ba? Basta kung anong mga quality yung pwede ipakita using development. Ang pinakita lang dyan, ang sinabi lang dyan, kaya niya nang sumulat using his right hand. Okay? So, although learning can also be correct, the item is much specific because it included a body part which is explained in the definition, no? A body changing and adapting over time. Before, nung mas bata pa si Manuel, hindi pa niya kayang magsulat using his right hand. But as time goes, no, it becomes more efficiently, it becomes more effectively used, and yung structures in the body, even the information from the brain being carried to the concerned part of the body or even muscles, nagkakaroon ng coordination. And that is basically the more complex definition of development. And we cannot really just attribute it to quality. Doon tayo magkakamali kapag yun lang yung inisip natin about development. Okay? Kaya nga pag growth, physical lang talaga. No? Pag development, all learnings, all experiences, dapat i-attribute mo yun doon sa development. Okay? Any other question, clarification? Wala na? Okay. We have 10 minutes. Tapusin natin to. Ha? Thank you for that question. Appreciate it. Parang growth and development pa rin yata ito. Teacher Jesus, now 69 years old, has been observing changes in himself such as aging process. Parang nasagot na natin kanina to. Which term refers to the development change in the individual? Maturation. Yeah. Sino yung sumagot nun? O kasi may may operative word which is aging.
Maturation.
Sir Mark said it's maturation because are you using this word, aging?
Yeah, and the 69-year-old.
The keyword is the aging process, sir.
Yeah.
Because of the aging process.
Thank you, Sir Mark and Sir Mario. Sagot, no? Maturation. Let's see if the correct answer is maturation. We will end the question now para matapos natin itong quizzes activity. Yes, the correct answer should be maturation. Again, the operative word is aging, aging process. Pag sabi natin kanina, no, in maturation, yan, it is closer to adulthood. The body gets closer to adulthood. All right, next. I think this is the final question. Which situation best illustrates a concept of growth? Kinder pupil gains 2 pounds within 2 months. A high school student gets a score of 85. An education student has gained knowledge on approaches and strategies in teaching different subjects. An elementary grader has learned to play piano.
Letter A,
Elimination process.
Letter A because of the 2 pounds as the operative word.
2 pounds.
Meaning, sir.
Meaning, dahil 2 pounds ang ginamit mong parang clue dun sa sagot. What does
growth it can measure?
How about on Facebook Live? Any other answer? Any other explanation? And if you look at the items, you look at the choices.
B, C, and D talks about development, I guess.
Actually, even letter D, no? Development din yan.
Yes, B, C, and D.
Mag-play ng piano. So, this is a giveaway question. Madali ang growth actually, no? Madali yan. Basta pagka pinag-usapan natin physical improvements,
physical changes,
no?
physical improvement is
yung quantity nga may sukat, if it's measurable, then definitely it will be falling under growth. Okay? Yes. Development is much more complex because it has explanations on learning. It has explanations on how the body parts coordinate with each other. Yan mga development yan. Okay. Again, let's end this question. By the way, my next schedule with you will be on the second week of February. Since we finished child and adolescent development, we will be commencing with learning. Okay, in psychology, we call it psychology of learning, psych of learning. Pero in education, it is facilitating learning. So parehas lang yun. It will be on the second week of February. So see you there. See you on the second week, and let us reveal the next or the correct answer. The correct answer should be letter A. Okay. NC and Ethel Rose, top one. Uh-huh. Growth is about the body getting bigger over time. Physical attributes nga yan, which not only include size, but body composition, madami yung ngipin, di ba? Kumakapal ang buhok, proportions, muscles are developing, yeah? Baby's legs, small in proportion to the rest of their body. This is because a baby has no use of their legs or for their legs when they are first born. But when they're being used, lumalaki siya. No? But when you talk about how it is being used, development yun. So that's the last slide. Congratulations dun sa mga top scorer ng quizzes for tonight. Thank you for joining. Do you have some questions, some clarifications before we end this? And, NC, sino si NC by the way? Sino si
Sir, ako po.
Sir Nim. Sir Nim, hello. Congratulations. Ma'am Ethel Rose, congratulations. Ma'am Evelyn, also congratulations. And other participants, thank you for joining. Again, on the second week of February, I will be seeing you again with another course, which is facilitating learning. We will be discussing more on different learning theories. And dito natin pag-usapan sina mamaya, tsaka na. Pero ang mahalaga, no, I'm hoping that I will be able to put at least 10 theories on that review. Because here on child and adolescent development, I think I was able to put up 5 or 6 theories. Sa facilitating learning, gamihan pa natin yung theories at application na pwedeng gamitin so that you will be more familiarized with several theories that may be used in facilitating learning. With that, thank you and good night, my dear future teachers. It is a privilege, it is an honor to be one of your facilitators. Again, maraming salamat. Mabuhay kayo. Saludo. Saludo sa pinapakita ninyong dedikasyon para maging guro na huhubog sa mga estudyante natin sa hinaharap. Maraming salamat.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po.
Thank you,
Salamat
sir.
po.